It's now time for the WLEW Sports Postgame Show on Sports Radio 102.1 FM, WLEWSports.com, and now live on Facebook. Presented by Sure Health.
And welcome to our post-game show here on the WLEW Sports Network as the Outreach Pirates take out the not the Beale City Aggies. That was last week. This week was the Bark River-Harris Broncos, 40-0 in commanding fashion for the 13th straight week in a row for this Pirate program. Right now we have Ed Klump, who's standing by with our player of the game, the Ameriprise Financial Player of the Game. Ed Klump, take it away with Benson Harper.
I'm here with Benson Harper. Benson, great job. How does it feel? Finally getting, you were out for a little while. You're finally in. Are feeling good, and you got player of the game. How does it feel?
It feels great, man. I missed it so much. I love it. I love being out here with my boys, and it's great to be back.
Well, you really took care of business today. Both sides of the field. Great preparation and everything. How do you feel the team played?
I mean, great. I mean, Coach would prepare us so well, so good, every single game, and then we just have to come out here and execute it.
Well, Benson, good luck next week in Ford Field. How does that feel?
Man, it feels great. Also, thank you to all our sponsors that made this possible.
Good luck next week.
Thank you.
I think Benson Harper has a future in either promotions or NASCAR, throwing in the sponsors there at the very end. So Benson Harper getting his photo from Paul P. Adams, who's representing the Huron County View today, as well as Quad N Productions. If you want to go back and view and buy any of the photos from today's game, just go follow the link in our Instagram page. You name it, it's out there, as that is the best way to support our local photographers and media. We have great coverage, audio, print, radio, video, and photo. Thanks one of our partners. That would be Thumb Audio Video, of course, our video, but Quad N Productions providing all of our photos for us throughout the entire season. So we can do all of our promos, our player of the game, you name it, and Paul P. Adams taking the photos for Quad N Productions and the Huron County View today. Dave Hansen, we're here in the booth as we're waiting for Troy Schelke to finish up with TV5, as home radio typically gets first dibs, but we won't get into that, as we have ourselves quite the ball game. We knew it was going to be a Harbor Beach victory, most likely today, but we did expect a shutout. You don't hear about shutouts very often in the postseason, especially in the postseason. Right now, before Dave, hold that thought, because we have Ed Klump standing by with Troy Schelke down on the sideline, punching his ticket to his second final appearance as head coach. Ed Klump.
Troy, Coach Schelke, Ford Field. How does that feel?
Yeah, that's great. You know what I mean? Our guys have wanted it so bad all year, and guys have been stepping up left and right all year. You know, even our scout team every week is on top of it, especially with the young pups coming up. So another great team win. We're intent on just keeping going. You know, we got a short week here. We're going to enjoy it tonight, maybe have a good dinner or something like that, and then we're going to get right back to work on whoever we play next. So we're excited that we did this step, but we're not satisfied just to be there.
That sounds great, and it is Hudson, I believe. They did win the game. Yes.
Well, they're leading 67-0.
So they're leading 67-0. So I'm going to go to 7. I'm going to go on a limb. You're probably playing Hudson. What's the message to the boys this week then, leading up to that?
Well, I'd say Hudson's probably a 30-point favorite. You know, I mean, some of the scores are just crazy. So they're going to be a great team. We're going to have to be on point. We're going to have a great week, and then we'll have to see how we do at Ford Field. So I just like our chances because I know our guys will play. So if Hudson's the better team, then they'll be the better team. I think if we're the better team, then we'll be the better team.
Sounds great. And celebrate tonight because we're going to Ford Field.
Cautiously.
20-point.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations.
30-point favorite.
He said 30-point favorite.
That's a Mr. Dillon. That's a Jack Dillon sandbagging right there. I love it. 30-point favorite.
Well, the Las Vegas books are all confused now because this was going to – everyone that's saying Hudson and Harbor Beach were on a collision course in the state finals, that's a 50-50 ball game, according to everyone, Goose Poop, everyone who has an opinion, who probably hasn't seen either team, but just seen the scores come in by week. They claim it's going to be a 50-50 game. We will see what it is. But Troy Schelke saying Hudson is a 30-point favorite for the state finals in the Division 8 playoffs. So, Dave Hansen, I asked you a few moments ago what this game was like for you, and right now it's Harbor Beach with a shutout in the postseason in the semifinals, 40-0. You don't hear that too often.
You don't, but you look on the other side of the bracket, and you see Hudson leading 67-7, right? So it has been a collision course of Harbor Beach, Hudson, and Beale City, right? I will not leave them out. That's a fantastic program and a really good football team that Harbor Beach had to battle through last week. So once Beale City was eliminated, then it was Harbor Beach and Hudson. And that path certainly has played out.
As we're going to see if we can find anyone else there for Ed Klump to talk to, as Ed Klump will try and track down another, maybe Skylar Cruz right in front of you, number 80 there. Let's get Skylar Cruz in here, who had a heck of a game for the Pirates, bringing in two touchdowns today. Heck of a day for the big, tall tight end of the Pirates, as well as extra points. You name it, Skylar Cruz did it all. Ed Klump, take it away.
When you scored that touchdown, was that on purpose that the guys ignored you with the celebration?
Yeah, I don't know if it was on purpose. I came back to kick the field goal, and I was like, you guys don't even celebrate with me. And they thought it was just they didn't think I caught the ball, and they thought it was just a PI.
Like, great game, great kicking today and whatnot. Next week, Ford Field, how does that feel?
Words can't even describe how we feel right now. We're confident, though. We know we can get the job done.
Yeah. A lot of work next week. You got Hudson. They're winning the game 60-67, 6-7. I'm cool. I'm cool and stuff. No. Okay.
Let's
Anyways,
out of the
it looks like it's going to be Hudson. What's the focus this week?
Come into it knowing that they're a great team and that we can compete with them. We know we can.
Hey, congratulations, Skylar. Great job.
Thank you.
And that is Ed Klump with Skylar Cruz, who is about 8 inches on Ed Klump down there.
I was on my tiptoes, too.
So a heck of a game here for the Harbor Beach Pirates as they controlled the tempo of this game. And let's grab Matt Geiger there.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah, keep making the rounds here for this Ed Klump now with Matt Geiger, the other tight end, who had some big plays on both sides of the ball.
Matt, great job setting the edge all day. You did a great job out there all year. Really, you're playing incredibly tough on that end. How does it feel for Ford Field next week?
It feels great. I mean, we've been working for this moment our whole life, and it all leads up to this, and we got one more game.
Yeah, and so this week, so far as what the message is and things like that to the players, what are you focusing on leading up to Ford Field then?
Yeah, we're going to get back healthy again. We got some injuries, but we'll get better, and we're going to come ready and give it all a shot.
Great, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Matt Geiger, other defensive end, tight end, along with Skylar Cruz. Those two.
How about Lehrman?
Sure. Ed Klump is just tracking down anyone and everyone here, as pretty much everyone's trying to take a family photo, and Ed Klump just pulls them away. And now we're meeting with number 57, John Lehrman, middle linebacker, and a co-leading tackler today with 11 tackles.
Lehrman, 11 tackles today. A lot of work up the middle today against this team. They had a plan that they were going to come up the middle all day. You guys stopped them. Congratulations. How does it feel to go to Ford Field next week?
It feels awesome. It's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yep. And so far as how tough that defense played, what do you attest to that to?
Really, we got to be more stout on the inside, and the line has to take care of their duties.
Well, great job. Tough playing in linebacker today. Great job today. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ed, you played starting running back for Jack Dillon. What'd you play on defense?
Corner. I was also the long snapper. I returned the punts and the kicks.
Okay.
I did a little bit of everything.
In case you're wondering,
Swiss Army knife.
He drove the bus.
He didn't get his
I think we
driver's
covered
license.
this. I'm kind of a big deal, Clark.
All right. Well, Ed Klump's going to find some more people out there to talk with. Ty Winkle is over here on the 30-yard line to Ed's left, but we'll see where he's tracking down someone else here as Paul P. Adams doing some interviews. Andrew Caban is over on the 35. So let's try and track down Andrew Caban and Rogan Messing standing there. So Ed Klump is buying us some time here to put together some highlights, and we'll start out with Andrew Caban, who Ed Klump is just controlling the room right now, holding court.
Okay, I'm with Rogan Messing, the Tat Bus, and Andrew Caban. We'll call him the Brain. And just great job today, guys. First, we'll go with Rogan. Rogan, sucking a little wind when you had after that big long. That had to feel good. How does it feel to go to Ford Field?
Very surreal moment. You've dreamed of it forever, and it's just incredible to actually be here and go in there now.
Yeah, a tough game. Come on, had a great game last week. Good game this week. I mean, fantastic. The defense? The defense was incredible today. How does it feel to be going to Ford Field?
It feels amazing. This is what we've been working for, and got more to give.
And so far as the playbook, and it seems like you guys can even open it up even more. But it looks like that playbook is and so far as coming up, talking to the coaches and whatnot, the scout playbook you had, in your hands, and I understand that allows you to really understand what they're running. Can you talk a little about that?
Coach draws up the other team's plays. We study them all week. The scout team gives us a look, and we practice it. And usually by the end of the week, we know exactly what's coming.
Hey, congratulations, boys.
Thank you.
That is Rogan Messing and Andrew Caban, both previous players of the game for Ameriprise Financial here on the WLEW Sports Network. As Dave Hansen, we'll see if Ed Klump can find anyone else. I think he's about out of seniors, maybe, as I've officially lost Ed Klump in life, but also now in the field, as he was with Kale O'Neill there. Now he's going to see if he can track down. We haven't heard from Caden Buchholz. Just to your left there. Let's hear from the quarterback, Caden Buchholz.
Here with Caden Buchholz, I'm just going to call him Old Ironsides because that defense kept throwing shots at him and they just bounce off of him. Lead blocking. It was amazing watching you. It hurt me sometimes on the hits that you had. But congratulations. How does it feel to go to Ford Field?
Feels amazing, but job's not finished.
Yeah, I like that. A lot of work this week and everything. So far as the playbook, when you want to talk about, and we kept talking about it up there, when you do those pitches and you're doing that lead blocker, is that something that's taught or is that just instinctive on your part?
Troy always told me I had to be physical, but I love hitting people, so it's kind of fun for me just to hit.
I love it. Congratulations, Caden. Congratulations.
That's Ed Klump with Caden Buchholz. Old Ironsides is the now new nickname for Caden Buchholz. And this is why we don't give you too much airtime throughout the entire broadcast, as he's just roaming the sidelines right now and doing his work. Jonah Dimmock's right in front of you, number 54 there to your right. Let's hear from him. We've heard from John Lehrman, the co-leading tackler today. Let's hear from Jonah Dimmock.
Jonah, great get over here, right there, stand right there. Great game today. Your co-leader so far as tackles go. I think it was 11, correct?
Yes.
11 tackles today. Congratulations on Ford Field. How's it feel to go to Ford Field?
It feels fantastic, man. We've been thinking about this since we were kids, man. Like, this is a dream come true, literally. This is incredible.
Well, hey, congratulations. And what's the game plan to get ready for Hudson? And it is Hudson going to be next week. What's the game plan?
So the game plan is just get in that film room, study as much as we can. The coaches, man, they're great at it. They do so much work. They put in so much time. They'll cook something up for us. We'll execute to the best of our ability.
Well, congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
And he's probably going to be valedictorian of the school too. We probably should have called him the brain.
I mean, it seems like we have a number.
It's splitting hairs.
We have a lot of brains on this team here.
Smart team.
So, thank you, Ed Klump, working his way around the entire field as he always does, the most popular man at any social gathering, and discussing with everyone. So we're going to come back in here to the booth now, Dave Hansen, as we saw Harbor Beach with a shutout in the state semifinals. I keep talking about it, but that's because it doesn't happen. You see lopsided games in the state semifinals sometimes, but not a 40-point shutout for the Harbor Beach Pirates.
It just goes to show you the depth, the strength, the speed that this team has at all aspects of the game. They can beat you in special teams, they can beat you in offense, they can beat you on defense. And next week, knowing that it's going to be Hudson, I still bring it back to that defense is going to have to create stops one way or the other, whether it's turnovers, whether it's fourth down stops. That's going to be the emphasis for me for what they're going to have to do next week. This offense can beat them through the running game. They clearly showed that they can throw the ball at will. And again, there's going to be an opening of the playbook. You're going to see it all in just 5, almost 6 short days here before they get back on the field again. So short week, but this team, as you see, they all speak in unison. It's many Coach Shelkeys out there. They all say the same thing. We're going to get in the field room. We're going to execute what the coaches tell us to do, and we're going to do it to the best of our abilities. And they say that because they speak as a unit. They work together as a unit. And this class, the senior class especially, they're really close. They're really tight. And, again, these guys are going to take what the coaches tell them and then take it to their ability, their next level, and evolve from there. So it's a veteran leadership, whether it be the players on the field, led by Caden Buchholz in his 8th start. You have a head football coach of 29 years. So there's just so much veteran people in the room that have been here before. They have a ring. It's been over a decade since they've gotten one, and they're thirsty for more.
Yeah, Harbor Beach now 3 for 8 in semifinal appearances, punching their ticket to the state finals for the third time in school history. The first was in 1991 against Muskegon Catholic Central. They lost that game 34-0. In the semifinals, though, they beat Goebel 32-0, a shutout. In 1991, the man between us, Ed Klump, was on that team, part of that Goebel's 32-0 shutout. Ed Klump, what's it feel like to have a shutout in the state semifinals?
Unbelievable. Just the fact that you're going to the state finals and the camaraderie, I think, and the brotherhood that you have with the other players, and these guys do. These guys all grew up playing with each other. They remind me a lot of the team that we had, which makes sense because a lot of these guys are the sons of the guys that we did that. So it makes sense.
Yeah, Rogan Messing, the son of Keith Messing.
Doc, yep.
Yeah,
yep.
Todd Buchholz, son, Caden Buchholz.
Yes.
Who else was there?
Yep, and then we graduated with Geiger.
Oh, yeah. Matt Geiger.
Yep. And then, of course, there's Caban and everybody didn't graduate with us, but, close to us, that type of a thing. So I get it. It's going to be great. Good experience for these guys. I think it's going to be a tough game against Hudson. We were waiting for Beale City last week. That was the matchup I wanted to see. This is the one that I think this is the big one. This is the big matchup between two Titans coming up.
The matchup with Hudson makes me go, if I'm being honest. Hudson is solid. Hudson is strong. They have been making fools of anyone they've played so far.
Merciless is the word that comes to mind.
They're winning. Yeah. It's one thing to win 42-6 like Harbor Beach is playing. And I'm not discrediting anything that Harbor Beach has accomplished this year. But when it's 50-0 at halftime, and then they score on another couple, 3-4 touchdowns in the second half. They're winning 60-some points to nothing or to 6. That's it. That's a program. Yep. And whether it's because they're too close to the Ohio border or if it's just because they got a solid program, they've got a huge history of a program. There's Beale City in most state appearances, but then you got Hudson, who went, 4, maybe even 5 years without losing a single game. They've got a ton of just a pedigree of a championship program down there. Last year, Division 7, I do believe, and then they're back down to Division 8 this year, under 250. So it's just an impressive program. Harbor Beach will have their hands full, but it should make a great program. Final scores, no, just this. So this is Kendall Anthos, associate producer, giving us the record, the schedule for Fowler or Hudson this week. They started out with a 44-8 victory over Fowler in week 1. Then they beat Ida 8-3, which I believe Ida is
Division 6.
Division 6, yes. Then they beat Onstead 52-21, Blissfield 66-0, Adrian Madison 56-7, Dundee 64-14. Of course, that's the Dundee Cabela's, and Clinton 32-16, Hillsdale 86-8. 86-8. I mean, that's a basketball score there. And then Berrien Springs 38-0. Centerville to start the postseason 52-13. Centerville's always a program in the postseason. That's who beat Ubley in the state championship, I think, 2020. Mm-hmm. And then White Pigeon. That's a golf school, Dave. 50-20. White Pigeon. When we played golf, they were always good. That's all we know about them. But they beat White Pigeon 50-20. Then Springport last week 68-22. And last we heard a final score: Hudson 67, Cabrini 14. So 67 points. I'm not making a reference like Ed did. I don't go for the low-hanging fruit like someone here. But 67-14 is your final in the Hudson game, and that sets the table for two teams that have been at what seems like a collision course all season. The Associated Press rankings, which I will say this on record, don't put any weight into those stupid rankings they push out every week. There's like 5 voters in the whole state of Michigan. 4 of those voters haven't seen the other teams, and it's like that for all the 5 voters. And so it's always like, well, we've heard good things about Harbor Beach, we've heard good things about Hudson, we've heard good things about Beale City, and that's why the rankings are always the way they are. With that said, it's still the Associated Press. It's still people who go to games and dedicate their lives to high school sports, but it was Hudson and Harbor Beach tied for first in the first place rankings as well as first place votes the whole season.
Yeah, right. I throw Beale City in there, right? It was them 3 and kind of everybody else, right? So they at least got that part accurately correct for us this season. But again, it's now real, right? You have the Titan, as you referred to it as in Hudson, against this Harbor Beach team that is playing at their best. And if they bring their best, we should see just an incredible football game.
Is this one we try and get Troy Schalke to say, they will remember the night they played the Titans? I love that movie. Every preseason, I always watch Friday Night Lights.
That's a good one, too.
Remember the Titans, Rudy. You just got to throw Rudy in there. That's the number 3 on my list, though. But just something about watching those two movies before the season gets me going, because it's still 80 degrees in mid-August, and we're already getting to football. Now all of a sudden it's Thanksgiving. We're canceling Thanksgiving in the city of Harbor Beach and surrounding school district. And the light post here in Alpena reminds me a lot of Friday Night Lights. They're exactly the same like it is down in the Midland, Texas, down there, and
yeah, they look like oil rigs right there. Yeah,
in a town known for cement.
There, see?
Who knew?
Right.
Who knew? I'm glad we're up to date on the local names of the cement plant here. It's now Amrise. The name of the cement factory here in Alpena, but let's get back to the game. We don't need to talk about local cement industries. But Harbor Beach wins. If you're just joining us or just having to turn on looking for music, it's 40-0 is your final score here. Harbor Beach defeats Bark River-Harris in a shutout. Harbor Beach held the ball for 15 minutes and 40 seconds. They scored 40 points on 27 plays and put together 356 yards in doing so. 4 of 5 passing for 118 yards. Let's get the stats on the sheet here. 4 of 5 passing for Caden Buchholz for 118 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he didn't even win the player of the game because you had in rushing 22 carries for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns, just averaging 10.8 yards per carry. 67 yards was the longest run today from Rogan Messing, the Secretary of Public Transportation now for the Harbor Beach. But he wasn't the player of the game. Benson Harper was the player of the game with 4 carries for 81 yards and a score. He had the first touchdown of the day on a 38-yard scamper, and then the rest was history from that point forward. Keegan Podestevio with 5 carries for 50 yards and a touchdown. Rogan Messing, like we said, he had 2 carries today, the first one for 67 yards, the second one for 2 yards for 69 yards on the day. Ty Winkle, 3 carries for 19 yards. Drew Nickran, 3 carries for 12 yards. And Andrew Caban, 1 carry for 3 yards. And Kason Vollmering also got a couple carries in there as well, I do believe. And then receiving the ball, Skylar Cruz, 2 of 3 targets for 62 yards. And both of those catches resulted in scores. Benson Harper, 1 reception for 47 yards, which was also a score. And Matt Geiger, 1 reception for 9 yards. Your quarterback rating is going to be pretty solid for Caden Buchholz when you complete 80% of your passes are in triple digits over the century mark in yardage, and every pass you threw today resulted in a touchdown. Yeah, that's pretty solid.
3 out of 4 of them. Yeah, that's right.
Sort of efficient. Sort of efficient.
A
little bit.
Sort of efficient, yes. And then for the Bark River-Harris Broncos, 55 plays for 220 yards with 3 turnovers plus 3 turnovers on downs. So realistically, 6 drives for the Broncos resulted in turnovers in one way or another. The end of the first half resulted in an interception. The drive before that resulted in a fumble at the 1-yard line. Turnover and downs before that. Turnover and downs in their first drive of the day. Second half, interception, punt, turnover and downs, and then the end of the game. So every time the Harbor Beach the Broncos thought they had something going, it seemed like the Harbor Beach defense stood strong and forced a turnover, whether it was actual turnover or on 4th down on a non-conversion. But Harbor Beach did everything they had to do today to get a secure victory and then some, and now they don't need to look ahead any further. The Hudson Tigers are on the horizon.
They absolutely are. Like I said, it's state semifinal weekend here, and in Division 8 you have 2 big wins by 2 big programs, right? The Hudson Tigers put up 67 on Cabrini over there, and then, like I said, Harbor Beach wins in a shutout, 40-0 over Bark River-Harris. So big emphasis, big exclamation mark on these 2 programs that are on that collision course, and they will settle it, and the biggest field of them all at Ford Field.
So, Dan Banky, you were our eyes into the trenches all day today. What was your feel today about what we saw?
I would like to give credit to the guys up here in the booth for Harbor Beach coaching staff, because they obviously seen something and made some changes in that second half, and all of a sudden they were getting, not 100% sure, like 5 yards or 4.5 yards a carry probably. that second half, there was like 2 to 3, if that. So they seen something and made some movements around, and they're going to do that again next week because this is a hard-hitting Hudson team coming in. Runs the offense similar to Ubley used to. You know, when Ubley was a powerhouse, straight T. They're going to try to shove it down your throat, and that's what they usually been doing all year to everybody. So I think that they got a little bit of advantage because they seen Ubley do it to them over the years. So they'll be ready for that.
Yeah, to your point, though, they aren't going to be able to wait till halftime.
No, they're going to have to come out. Yeah,
It's going to have to happen on the fly.
Yes,
a
lot quicker than in a half. So yeah, but and then every playbook page is open, so you might see Caban out there on the field with that playbook like he was on the sideline. So, but yeah, they're gonna have to do a little bit of both, out of the tee and out of the spread, shake it up for them, and keep Hudson guessing what they're gonna pull out.
Ed Klump, what were your thoughts?
I just thought it was an overall great game. It was that explosiveness that we were sort of waiting a little bit on Harbor Beach. They opened up Benson Harper today, and that's what we've been waiting for. He's feeling good. He looks like he's gliding out there, and he's moving at a different speed than everybody else. You put pads on him, it doesn't slow him down at all. It was fun watching him today and watch them unleash Benson Harper on it. And it's nice too, because then it's not like flipping a switch. Next week we'll be able to see that. We're going to need him to come up big along with everybody. And yeah.
And like I usually like to say about Benson Harper, he only had 5 touches in this game, but turns it into 120 yards. He scores twice. I mean, he takes an 8 to 10 yard reception out in the flats where his route running created 4 or 5 yards of wide open space, and he catches it. But when he pivots and goes the other direction, it is at top speed at all times. And I think that's what makes him, he may not even be the fastest player in a sprint on his own team, but when it comes to changing directions, he never loses his top speed, and that's what makes him very difficult to tackle in open space. And that's got to be an important thing for Harbor Beach to utilize next week against Hudson, is get your guys in space and let them do their thing, make that magic, make that guy miss, and turn 5, 6, 8 yard pass plays into 40-yard touchdowns.
Well, Dave Hanson, before we get into next week's game between Hudson, let's go through the highlights of today. You ready for this?
Let's go.
All right, let's go through it. Starting from the very top.
Yeah, at the very top, it started on Harbor Beach's first drive. It was a Benson Harper 38-yard touchdown run. Skylar Cruz would tack on the point after Harbor Beach with an early 7-0 lead. The Broncos would turn it over on downs, and on the very next play with 1:49 to go in the first quarter still, Caden Buchholz hit Skylar Cruz on a 38-yard throw and catch for the touchdown. The 2-point run would be short, and at the end of the first quarter, Harbor Beach would lead 13-0. In the second quarter, more Caden Buchholz down the field to Benson Harper, a 48-yard touchdown pass. The PAT was no good, but Harbor Beach would extend their lead to a score of 19-0. At the 4:39 mark in the second quarter, thought Gabe Spear was going to score a touchdown, but his ball is stripped at the 1-yard line by Benson Harper, recovered in the end zone for a touchback by John Lehrman, and Harbor Beach would then, just a few plays later, 1 minute of time on the clock later, 3:34, Buchholz would run a 2-yard touchdown run in. Skylar Cruz would tack on the PAT, and just before the half, you would see a Luke Bisher interception, potentially pick 6 material. The clock ran out as he steps out of bounds, and your half would be over at 26-0. Harbor Beach with the lead. To start the third quarter, this time John Lehrman gets in on the action. He intercepts a pass, and a minute 30 later, Caden Buchholz would hit Skylar Cruz on their second connection on a throw for a touchdown pass. Cruz would get back to making those PATs, extend that lead 33-0 with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And still in the third quarter, Caden Podestevio would get free, a 49-yard touchdown run. Cruz would tack on the PAT, 40-0. Harbor Beach leads at the end of the third quarter, and with that running clock, no more scores happen, in Harbor Beach with a shutout over the Bark River-Harris Broncos, 40-0, and moving on to Ford Field in the state finals.
40-0. Harbor Beach wins over Bark River-Harris in the state semifinals, setting the table for quite the matchup in the state championship game at Ford Field in downtown Detroit a week from yesterday. Friday at 9:30. This game is going to kick off at 9:30. You can still get McDonald's breakfast for the whole first half in this ball game because it's starting at 9:30, which means our coverage starts at 8:30, which is going to be quite the quite the morning for us as well. We're going to get to Ford Field mighty early, fellas, as we have a big game ahead of us. But let's start you back in week 1 of the postseason. Harbor Beach takes care of Reese, 49-8. Then they take on USA in the district championship, 35-12. That one in favor of the Pirates by 23. In the regional championship last week, they take care of the Beale City Aggies, defending state champions, 26-15. And then today, they shut out the Bark River-Harris Broncos, 40-0. Today, the Hudson Tigers scored 67 points to Cabrini's 14 for their 13th victory of the season, and that sets the table for the Division 8 state championship game between two undefeated foes. A combined over 91 points, actually 95 points almost altogether between Hudson and Harbor Beach in playoff points. It's going to be a heavyweight battle, as it should be. The two best teams in Division 8 facing off for the grandest prize in all of high school football, the state championship, played at Ford Field on Friday at 9:30. Coverage starting at 8:30 on Sports Radio 102.1 and live worldwide at WLEW Video coverage will be provided on the NFHS network by State Champs Network. They have the exclusive contract to cover the game. We will not have our video feed for you next week, as it'll just be audio only for us, but we hope you tag along with us next week as the NFHS Network, the only way to watch the game. It's no longer on FanDuel Sports. It's no longer on Bally. It's no longer on Fox Sports. That contract is over, and now it's only streaming on the NFHS Network if you want to watch the championship game next week. So we will be with you the whole way through, audio-wise, only kind of a throwback game to just 8 weeks ago when we only did radio. Right. But it feels like an eternity ago, but we're looking forward to a great game in Ford Field next week between the Hudson Tigers and the Harbor Beach Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying to, as Coach Helge said, enjoy this one for your Harbor Beach fans out there. Enjoy this one. But, yeah, it's going to start to sink in here real quick. You'll be at Ford Field in just 6 days, and you're going to play the two best teams in Division 8 are going to square off in what hopefully is just an epic battle.
So Kendall Anthus, you watched this game. We've been here since 8 this morning. We've had an unbelievable breakfast sandwich. That's about it. But that was a darn good breakfast sandwich.
It really was.
JJ's in downtown Alpena made it a phenomenal breakfast sandwich. Thanks to our guys who got to breakfast this morning with Dining with Doug and Eating with Ed. But Kendall Anthus, your thoughts on the game in front of us?
I think kind of like I had said earlier, like I didn't think that Bark River-Harris really had the how do I want to say this? I know. I want to be polite.
You didn't have. They didn't have the horses.
They didn't have the horses
there we go.
to hang with the big dogs, and I think that we saw that here, and that's why the Pirates are moving on to Harbor Beach Ford Field.
Dan, I know it's a short week, but if we could get this Dan Banky School football spike fired back up,
that would be better. Yeah. I haven't eaten, Clark. It's been a long day. My back hurts.
He didn't do very good in speech.
I could have picked you something up from Fat Freddy's.
We might have to call up Ron Lerman for speech at Harbor Beach High School. As the key used 3 hand gestures, 2 analogies. Well, I can't remember what the rest of the Ron Lerman speech class in Harbor Beach. Well, what a throwback there.
You can expect a phone call on the ride home.
Something like, this game reminded me of blueberry pie. Yes. It was a good game from start to finish. Ron Lerman, my first broadcast partner. Before Dave Hansen filled in, it was Ron Lerman for that first year. Enjoyed our time together there and setting the tone and setting us up for success ever since. So now 15 years of the new iteration of the WLEW Sports Network, bigger than ever now, and a crew bigger than ever. I was talking to the Alpena announcer. He's like, how many guys you got in there? Don't worry. It's cheaper by the dozen. So that's all we know. But yeah, we're looking at the bracket here of Division 8. It's Hudson and Harbor Beach in the collision course on the proper stage. It's not in the semifinals. It's in the finals. The two best teams going for the final piece of hardware in the 2025 football season. The first game of 8 divisions at Ford Field. The even divisions, Division 8, 2, 6, and 4, will be playing on Friday. Mm-hmm. That Michigan State's going to be playing a huge game against Rutgers.
Maryland
on NBC. And then we will replay high school football on Sunday, the odd division, so 7, 1, or 7, 3, 5, and 1, I believe, is the order there on Sunday. So a big game, big week of football. Of course, the Lions on Thursday against
Green Bay.
Yeah, that's going to be your game on Thursday. We'll cruise down Thursday. We'll have Thanksgiving, and then we'll make our way down to Detroit. But Dan Banky, this is it. This is it. But before I get to that, I don't want to forget this anymore. Marilee Hansen's birthday is today. And the reason this broadcast is possible is because of Marilee Hansen.
Right.
I would give credit to Jerry, but it's mostly Marilee for having Dave turn out the way he did. A happy birthday to Marilee Hansen. It's been on my to-do list since this broadcast began to give Marilee Hansen a shout-out for her 49th birthday, which is strange because that's the same number of birthdays when we were in high school, Dave, that Marilee Hansen was turning 49 then, I think, too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like I said, Christmas time is coming, and your Christmas gift just got a lot bigger. So that's definitely how you stay on the good side. And like I said, I think it is 49. I will tell you a quick story. If you have to go to the hospital on your own and you tell them that your mom's 49 again and you can't remember her age, they don't think that's very funny. It didn't work.
Are you speaking from experience here?
Yes, I had to do that in college, and I'm like, I don't know, she's 49, and the lady did not find it very funny. But my mom approved. She was very.
I'm sure she did. I'm sure she was. It was a great team effort. Ed Klump, your thoughts on? Well, we kind of heard from your thoughts, but thanks for braving the elements out there. You and Kayla O'Neill, a sideline camera operator for us today. Great job. Even though those rails of that train track kind of were weaving in and out a little bit, and it seemed like we hit a few switch tracks that weren't scheduled.
Well, that's the way I like to roll out there. So I like to throw you a curveball every once in a while. Keep you on your feet there, Clark.
No, thank you. I'm seated today.
Well, you know.
The only reason I'm sitting today is because this tower, we had ample space, which I greatly appreciate.
Yes.
We had more space than we can ever appreciate. The most space we've ever had in a state semifinal.
Yes,
I will say that. And thanks to Ben and Abby of the athletic department here in Alpena. But
we only had one or two things fall on us. It wasn't the worst.
Doug Cole with the save there. Yeah. I'll say Doug Cole saved our banner. In our pregame show, the camera fell.
Yes.
Luckily, it didn't break my iPad.
Yeah.
And then the whole first half, it seemed like one thing was going wrong. We didn't have our normal score bug on the screen because it was too bright. Who would have thought we'd have this much sun in November in Alpena, northern Michigan? But the sun was too bright, so our software couldn't read what the score was or the time, so it was going to be wrong information. So we pulled it and just put up the scoreboard there. Kevin Streeter doing his magic with Thumb Audio Video upstairs in the elements, in that wind right above us the whole night. So appreciate his efforts here. And I do want to give one more shout out here before we get any further. Jerry Root was the broadcaster for Bark River-Harris over there on the other side of this tower. This is his 51st year broadcasting on WUPF.
Fantastic.
He's been bouncing around. His first game, I do believe, was a Charlevoix in the play. Just storied career, 51 years, Jerry Root, and today was his last football broadcast. So congratulations to Jerry Root on a very successful broadcast career. Really, it was great. He had some great poems he ripped off to me before. He had a prayer. It was a great conversation. He's fighting laryngitis today, and I'm like, oh man, what a way in the state semifinals. I appreciate all the conversation I had with Jerry in the pregame, and appreciate all of his pronunciations for us as well.
And was he just he's a solo?
No, it was someone else was with him. But
I was about ready to say it takes 7 of us. So
yeah,
makes a lot of sense.
Wow, he's good.
I apparently have a union crew. That's all. It takes 7 others on this team. But a great game for the Harbor Beach Pirates, winning 40-0, punching their ticket to the state finals. Haven't said that for the Harbor Beach Pirates since 2012.
Yeah, I remember that year vaguely. It was the first year we did this together, so it was quite the way to start this out.
That was your first year with me, Dave, and I remember you saying like, "Well, great, every year's like this."
Yeah,
he's great.
Right.
And the one we got to appreciate when Ubly won the state championships in 2023, because our regret from 2012 was, man, I wish we had the experience we have now. And then Ubly won, we felt that, but now to hopefully return the favor to the Harbor Beach faithful for next week's game against Hudson. It's going to be a tall task. It's going to be a steep hill to climb, kind of like invading Iwo Jima over there. But it's going to be doable if this team is special. You have players running out the scout offense playbook at the end of the game, trying to get their team focused for next week. it's very easy to stand out there and say, oh, man, we just won the semifinals. We're 13-0. We got nothing else to worry about. We're the number 2 team, top 2 in the whole state. It doesn't matter. Every single interview, Ed, you did out there was the same message. We're ready. We're focused. We got to prepare. It's a short week. We're going to be in Detroit next Friday. Here we go.
There's still work to be done. That was everybody across the board.
These are 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
Ed, I only can fathom what you were like at 17 years old.
Smart. Also smart. I was also the brain, is what they said. They used to call me Keith and Rob. Yeah. They all called me that.
Right.
Everyone laughed a little too hard. That's hurtful. That's just hurtful.
Brain rot, I think, is what you mean there. But you don't hear that from 17 and 18-year-old kids who are out there focused as ever, knowing exactly what they have to do, and a whole community, not only in Harbor Beach, but the whole thumb coming together for today's game. And I do want to give a big shout out to all of the sponsors, whether it was personal donations or corporate donations and anything in between, to make this trip possible today and then again for next week, as the Harbor Beach Pirates had a platoon of corporate sponsors and private donations, anonymous as well. The Athletic Boosters, of course, a big sponsor of the all athletics in Harbor Beach, but Sure Health paid for the bus. Frankenmuth Credit Union paid for a meal. Thumb Bank and Trust threw in some cash. They threw in waters as well for snacks, food, you name it. Hotels, rooms were paid for, and Sensient threw in payment. It didn't matter who it was. Corteva was in there, and then, of course, a slew of private donations just to make this trip possible. You're looking at about $6,000 for this weekend in expenses to make this trip happen, let alone next week in Ford Field. And that's all possible because of the public support that our teams have in the Thumb. It doesn't matter what jersey's on that field, the whole Thumb's behind them, and I really appreciate all the support for all this to happen. They rode down in style this week, and they'll be riding in style. I'm not decaling that bus. That's all I know.
That bus looks sharp.
Yeah, it did look good.
Thank you.
It did look good.
At 6:45 a.m. in Deckerville, it looked a little blurry for me. It was. Thank you to. I need to give a big shout out to Amanda Weiner.
Well, Warner. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, maiden name's Weiner. Sorry.
From Weiner to Warner,
correct,
which is not confusing at all.
No.
But Amanda Warner made a huge. I cashed in every favor I have with Amanda this week. It was Tuesday afternoon. I said, "Hey, I need a bus decal by Friday morning," and she said, "Okay." And then it turned into, all right. The bus will be available Thursday afternoon. Well, then Silver Sands motor coach through Kyneth, Mike down in Kyneth Tire Parrot Tours, Midnight Madness,
you name it.
Silver Sands. They got more names than we have staff here, but they are phenomenal to work with, and that is a hub of busy bees every day. They open up at 7 a.m. and there's just trucks and people everywhere, and they were so great to work with. And then from there, they said, "Oh, by the way, this bus is going to be on the road till after midnight Thursday. They're going to a hockey tournament somewhere or wherever else." And so they said the bus is not available until 7 a.m. on Friday. So I called back Amanda and I said, "Oh, by the way, good news, you have more time to prepare. Bad news, you have an hour and a half to do 3 hours worth of graphics."
Right.
So then she said, "All right, well, can you be there?" Your relative was there too.
Yes, yeah. Aunt Carrie.
Aunt Carrie.
I believe she was here today too. So
okay.
Shout out to her.
Yes, and then we made it happen. We had an hour and a half to do it. We got done in an hour and 15.
Nice.
And I only screwed up one letter, but Amanda came in for the save. So I really appreciate everything that they did there. We're not ripping those decals off because there's one more trip ahead of them. Going to Detroit now. Instead of going north, we're heading south on 75 as the Harbor Beach Pirates with another week of football. Ron Rubel, I'm sorry, but basketball's going to have to wait.
Yeah.
It's too rough to feed you. Sorry, Edmund Fitzgerald reference there. But it's... anytime you get to week 14, it's something. It's something, and we're looking forward to another great 6 days here. And Dave, I do want to say, there's that bus.
There it is.
There it is.
We just got to lower that middle. We have a video of the bus. We can see the Sure Health logo on the front, but that's the decal work. That H there on the left side, it was creased. I said, Amanda, help, please. I got it back in time, but Amanda came through in the clutch there. And big thanks to everyone that made the bus possible, all the food. The send-off was great. If you haven't, we created a video at Sure Health. Gabe Del Rosario made the video for us. We got the drone in the air, you name it. And you can go watch that on our Facebook page at WLEW Sports. Just search for us on Instagram, Facebook. We'll put it on Twitter as well. Or not Twitter, TikTok. TikTok. If you've not followed us on TikTok, do so. We got about 1,000 followers. We're a big deal now.
Wow.
And, I know.
Influencer.
Tens of people are watching.
Tens of people.
Tens of people. But it's been great to all this come to fruition. We've been broadcasting for 15 years, and it feels like we finally hit our stride this year. I'm a slow learner, apparently, but it's we jammed in the crew in here in our booth, a great booth, and we're looking forward to a jovial cruise back to the Thumb, Michigan later this afternoon.
Yeah, like I said, it's like I said, we had a great ride up, and like I said, looking forward to this is the Thanksgiving that Harbor Beach really wanted. They got that. They got that for them. So I'm sure they will put everything into this and bring their A game next week. And looking forward to being there for them. And then, like I said, hopefully for the best output.
And Dave, congratulations on your Media Round Table victory for today.
Hey,
you took the Harbor Beach Pirates by 42 points, 48-6. Bonus points go to Doug Cole and Kendall Anthus, though. They took a shutout. Doug Cole said 28-0. Kendall Anthus said 35-0. Doug, you want to come on camera? You're the only man missing here. I mean, Doug, it was so great. I mean, Ed talks a lot, but Doug commands a room.
He does.
I will say that. He does. As Doug Cole jumping on board here with us.
Most importantly, Dave, you blocked Paul Adams from winning.
I didn't know that was the intention.
So Dave was going for the win.
Yeah, Dave Hansen. Dave Hansen took Harbor Beach by 42 points, and it was a 40-point differential. So now Dave Hansen has 3 victories. Dan Benke has 3 victories. Kendall Anthus has 4 victories. So not only is there a chance for Dan and Dave to clinch a share of the title, but Kendall Anthus just clinched at least a share of his first Media Roundtable championship in the 2025 season. So Kendall Anthus, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm still starting to sweat, though, because it feels like it's been forever since I had a win. I've been close, but it's like, I just need one more win, and I can seal it up.
Yeah, and Doug Cole, you were our victor last year, but you've been correct 11 times this season, but not the most accurate. You have just one incorrect game this season, which is the most impressive record, in my opinion. Paul Adams is 0-5-8 now. Not that we're keeping score. But Paul V. Adams, always appreciate all the support he gives us for this program, regardless. But Doug Cole, you got one more week. We'll be in your backyard now. You can probably wake up about 8:15 and be to the field by 8:20.
Yeah, that's the plan. No,
he's going to sleep in the sport coat. Just sit up and go. Yep, I'm ready.
It's about a 20-minute drive. So, but I'll be ready and looking forward to it. And it's a great place to broadcast, and
we get another week with Dining with Doug.
Yes,
that's what we get. One more week of that.
With any luck, he'll join us. That'd be
that's what I'm saying.
With any luck, there's going to be a restaurant open.
There's that.
Being Thanksgiving night. I might not have any appetite.
Sweetwater will be open. That's where we went last year.
Okay, all right. Sweetwater will be open. That's the word from Dan Benke. Yep. But Dan, unfortunately, this is it for you.
Yep, this is my last week. We're shorthanded at work, and so.
This isn't your full-time employment?
Well, between schooling and an actual job, yes. But we're a little short-handed, and I drew the short straw, and it's my turn to work. So I'll be listening on the radio to you guys. So
we were supposed to have a day job too. Nobody tell Jen.
You guys must get paid way more than I get paid.
I just want to make a profit one of these years. That's all I'm hoping for. Dan, I can't thank you enough. You've joined us. You can hear the bus.
There we go.
Congratulations to the Harbor Beach Pirates taking off and cruising back home. And what I love is the team captains met and they said, nope, everyone's riding the bus home. We're celebrating this together as a team, and I love that so much. Everything about this team is just special. You look at the leadership. You look at the kids who aren't on the field but playing scout offense. Every single player is making an impact on this team. And not to mention, between last year's playoff run and this year's playoff run, that is now 8 weeks of extra football that these JV kids have played. That's almost an entire regular season, more experience than anyone else out there, and that's going to pay dividends for years to come.
Don't forget when they're pulling off the starters in the third, fourth quarter of their regular season games.
Even, yeah.
You're putting in these second string, even the JV kids up playing fifth quarter. I mean, that experience, you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah, so Dan Benke, I can't thank you enough. You've been with us for 9 years. We'll hope to have you return next year if we're still doing this dang thing.
Yeah.
And I can't thank you enough. You're our eyes in the sky, getting into those trenches on offense, defense, tacklers, any substitutions, what's happening on the sidelines, everything. Really, really appreciate all the help you've brought all year.
Yeah, no problem. And thanks for the offer 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, wherever it was.
It was a big offer. I know that. It was huge.
Yeah, we had big contracts there. They're almost like Scuba, but I signed mine.
Yeah,
which we're glad you did.
Yeah, instead of that $250 million, it's $0 million.
Right.
And Ed, I hate to break to you, but Fat Freddy's is leaving.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
food
that's
truck.
I gotta go.
The food. Wait,
Catch him on the way out.
No.
chasing it down like Forrest Gump. I've never seen Ed Klump run so fast. So Ed Klump, final thoughts here is appreciate this. I think your 7th game with us now.
I think so. Yeah, we had quite a run. I don't think there's room for everybody, so I don't think I'm doing anything next week. I'm going to be with the family. I'm going to be up in the stands. I'm going to be a fan next week. So I'm just excited that it's Ford Field and like you're saying, I think this team is special. I really do. And it's going to come down to a matchup. Hudson's a good team, but it's going to come down to how well they match up. I'm looking forward to it.
Ed Klump, really appreciate all your help as you will. Sideline reporters are not allowed. I'm pretty sure we're breaking only about 14 MHSAA regulations as it is.
That's
but
giving it crap.
we're not going to have a sideline reporter and break out too many regular rules at Ford Field. We try to play within the rules there, as it's Harbor Beach and Hudson next week in the state championship game in Division 8. So Ed Klump, a hearty handshake for you, sir, this year. It's been a pleasure. Always keeping.
Oh, brother's got a hug.
Thank you, Ed Klump. As that was the best hug seen on radio ever. Let me tell you. So, all of our listeners going, I don't know what that was.
Radio gold.
Yeah.
Radio gold.
Ed Klump, really appreciate all your help. You bring some new insight in for us, and plenty of entertainment along the way. So thank you.
Oh, it's a blast. I really appreciate it, Clark.
Ed Klump signing off for the year. Kendall Anthus, you'll be with us. You're stepping into QB1 spot there,
yes.
Or SP1, I should say, as our lead spotter next week at the state championship.
I got a lot of big shoes to fill after. And I mean, I've never been to a state title where I get to stay in the box.
True.
Well,
I've never been in the press box for the state final. I've been on the sidelines.
Well, we're still not in the door yet.
I've been in the stands.
You're in the
This
booth.
time.
You're in the booth for a minute, maybe.
Yeah,
30 seconds.
Anyway, but no, Kendall Anthos, appreciate you. We've been, like I said, we've been here since 8 a.m. We've been here now 8 hours at the field.
I'm starving.
In a big shout out to the Alpena staff, Matt, the groundskeeper here, winterized the whole facility. Had brought in a compressor to blow out all the water lines, everything, and then opened it back up for us today to have this game. Great facility, unbelievable field, Park Family Field here in Alpena. It's a D1 program. It's a huge town. It's a big deal. They got a lot of great things going. Strong Rotary program. I want to give them a shout out as well. It's an impressive town here in Alpena, Michigan. So Doug Cole, you'll be with us. We'll be in your backyard. Any final thoughts from today?
Yeah, congratulations to Bark River-Harris on a great season. Came up a little short, but congrats to Harbor Beach on making to the next step. I think it's going to be a classic next week, and I'm blessed. This will be my 3rd time calling the game at Ford Field.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Ed Klump, final thoughts.
I'm just excited about next week. I really am. With friends and family and watching that game. It's hey, last one out of Harbor Beach. Turn off the lights. Let's all go to Ford Field.
Are you going to wear the sport coat in the stands?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have any.
I'm going to see how far I can push it. See, I'm just going to walk around down on the field and
Please
things
don't.
like that.
Please don't. No.
We'll see if they chase me out.
I think John Ross is probably watching this game right now for us. We appreciate all that. John Ross has been communicating with Kevin Streeter, Thumb Audio Video, all season. He's been impressed with what we've been doing. And I appreciate John for everything he's done. And he takes care of us next week, high atop the field at Ford Field. You don't need binoculars. You need a telescope sometimes.
Yes.
As it's we're way up there, and the air is a little thin. So make sure you're taking your Flonase this week because we're gonna need all the oxygen we can get up there. Doug Cole, Ed Klump, thank you for all your help this season. Dan Banky, final thoughts.
I'd like to congratulate Harbor Beach and Bark River-Harris. I mean, it's a great season.
It's a great program.
Can't hang your heads. I mean, sometimes you run into the giant. So and today there was obviously a giant in front of them. And good luck to them next week. And Kendall, there's one thing I will tell you: when you can be in the booth, make sure you take advantage of the fountain pop there.
Oh, don't worry.
Because it's unlimited fountain pops. So.
That's why I'm going.
That's right.
It's the
if you're lucky, you'll get popcorn, but I just go with the pop.
Yeah. The whole broadcast is here. Free pop and popcorn.
Yes.
All right. Kendall Anthos, final thoughts.
Like everybody else, I'm excited for next week. This will be my 3rd state title too in 4 years, so pretty excited again to be there. And good luck to Harbor Beach, and kudos to Bark River for great season.
Yeah, and this concludes our coverage with some audio video this year. Kevin will be there next week getting highlights and whatever else, and we'll have cameras around. We're embedding my video producer from work at Sure Health with the team, actually, so we'll have him down there as well. So we'll have plenty of coverage to provide with you through our social media platforms and on WLEWsports.com, which this game will be posted tomorrow at some point with all the highlights. We'll do our calls of the game. That will probably be posted on Monday, if I were to guess, and should be a great it was a great game. And so Ken Delanthus, really appreciate all the help. I mean, he started out as an intern, and then he kind of, well, do this, do that, go do this, go take care of this, with very little specific details given, but with a very demanding outcome required. And somehow you hit it out of the park every time. And it's always good to hear the Schoolcraft updates throughout. Did Schoolcraft win today?
Oh, they didn't just win.
Oh.
They blew the doors off Clinton.
Okay.
43-14. You'll see the Eagles at Ford Field next Sunday.
So you're going down Friday and staying until Sunday?
Probably.
Okay, just to see Schoolcraft.
Yep. And the matinee game on Saturday night. I mean,
okay.
The place will be probably pretty electric with Sparty in town.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look at our season.
I know.
It's hard to beat, or excuse me, hard to win. I'm sorry,
yeah.
I
Hard
said that
to
wrong.
beat anybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ken Delanthus, we'll see you next week. But Dave Hansen, final thoughts.
All right, look, like I said, Bark River-Harris, an awesome season. They have elevated their program, and I think they're a year early on where they can maximize their potential. I would be shocked if they're not competing in a game of this nature next season. So congratulations to them. But today's all about Harbor Beach, right? This is that team that had that vengeance, had that red bloodshot eye. This is what we need to do. This is what we're going to do, and we're going to do it to anybody that gets in our way. And this probably played one of their better football games outside of nitpicking a few things, right? So, like I said,
2-point conversion,
sure,
false start, those types of things.
Two unsportsmanlike, type penalties, late hit type things. So it'll get cleaned up. But it's a zero flaw, bring everything you got next week, because that's what it's going to take to beat a team with the pedigree of Hudson, and wouldn't want anybody else up there to beat. That's a team that they want to go after, and if you want to be the best, you have to beat the best. And Hudson is a really good football team, and so is Harbor Beach. So hopefully that game goes right down to the finish and is exciting for four quarters. And like I said, we'll see who stands tall at the end.
Yeah, so that's Dave Hansen, in-game analysis for the last 14 years. And we want to thank Kevin Streeter, who's still upstairs in the wind, as we just could drag on our post-game show here a little bit longer. He probably can't feel his face. He was in Lansing last night with his family for the Silver Bells and lighting of the tree and everything else. Great family, Kevin Streeter's awesome. He does everything for us as video-wise, and a great partnership, which next week, like we said, just to clarify, next week will be on the NFHS Network with video coverage, but it will only be on the NFHS Network, brought to you by State Champs. It's on a statewide network, and so they will have the game video form only. It's not on TV. It's not on FanDuel Sports. It's not anywhere except for the NFHS Network through State Champs Network. That's how you watch the game. If you want to listen to it, we're still by you. We'll still fill your earwaves there with Clark Ramsey and Dave Hansen on the call next week from high atop Ford Field on Sports Radio 102.1 and WLEWsports.com. Coverage will start at 8:30 a.m. So on coffee cup number 2, perhaps, of the day, sit down and enjoy a broadcast high atop Ford Field, as we're going to have a whale of a ball game for us between Hudson and Harbor Beach. Orange and black against orange and black, undefeated against undefeated, and I'm Howard Cosell. But it's gonna be a great day. Always a pleasure to see the largest spectacle of high school sport in Ford Field next week. So, Dave Hansen, thank you for all your help. We'll be on air at 8:30 a.m. Kickoff at 9:30 a.m. on Friday, November 21st.
It can't be November 21st.
No, that was yesterday.
That was yesterday.
November 28th. There we go. November's flying by because of this thing called football. And so we'll be on air at 8:30 a.m. on Sports Radio 102.1 and WLEWsports.com. Kickoff at 9:30 between Harbor Beach and Hudson. So thank you to Kevin Streeter upstairs. He'll be there as always. Kayla O'Neill, our camera operator today. We run deep now in every booth, and we appreciate all the help from Alpena High School. Great program here as well. So, gentlemen, thank you for all your help. We'll see you next week in Detroit, Michigan.
Very good. Looking forward to it.
All right. Today's game broadcast was brought to you by Thumb Sailor and AVS Broadband. Kotick Radiator and Air Conditioning of Mad-X, Randy's Hunting Center, 269 Guns, North Star Bank, Guy in the Way, Countryside Sales and Service, Dia Services of Cass City, Thumb Bank and Trust, Thumb Electric and TEC Fiber, Harbor Beach Community Hospital, a proud partner of Sure Health, Ramsey Funeral Home, our family serving yours since 1948, Wessel's Enterprises, Harbor Beach Hardware, the Michigan High School Athletic Association, and Sure Health. Better health, better life.
Are you sure?
Wow, they're sounding good. It's an angel of choir here, I say. And on behalf of our entire broadcast team, Ken Delanthus, Dan Benke, Ed Klump, Doug Cole, Kevin Streeter, Kayla O'Neill, Dave Hansen to my right for 14 years, and I'm Clark Ramsey, producer and host of this broadcast. We thank everyone who made today's game broadcast possible, including her wives, Rochelle and Abby.
Yes.
Really appreciate all the support we have from everyone. And it's on to Ford Field for the state championship game. Thanksgiving is canceled in a good way. We'll see you next Friday from Ford Field.
This has been a presentation of the WLEW Sports Network, powered by AVS Broadband. On Sports Radio 102.1 FM and live and worldwide at WLEWsports.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search for WLEW Sports. Your home for high school football is the WLEW Sports Network.